Hello, I'm Pooja and you're watching Pilates with Pooja. Welcome or welcome back to this radiant, abundant, full YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about something that's very special to me. We're going to talk about my personal fitness journey, and I'm hopefully going to give you about 6 takeaways or things that I wish I knew someone told me before I started my fitness journey. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. But before we get into it, as always, I'm gonna ask you to like, share, comment on my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so the first thing that I would like to talk about is that it's very easy when you are beginning your fitness or wellness journey to be hard on your own self, right? But I think that you should give yourself some credit and to consider that it's not everything that you are doing that's wrong, but sometimes the environmental conditions are also affecting the way you are living or approaching your fitness or wellness journey, right? For example, once I began my wellness journey, I understood that there is in general a culture of overeating in my family where everyone after having their first serving is asked if they actually forced to have another serving. So I understood that overeating is sort of encouraged in my family itself. Sometimes other people have told me that sometimes they would eat a certain food because their favorite character on a TV series eats that too. For example, Joey, who loves pizza from Friends. So these things might be indirectly or directly influencing your psyche to approach your wellness journey in a certain way. These environmental triggers could be one thing that you can be more aware of. So that's my first point. My second point is that I think that you should find out why you want to get on your fitness journey, and once you do, make sure that that why is an intrinsically valid why as compared to an extrinsically valid why. I'll tell you why. If you decide to start your wellness journey because you want to look good, because your favorite Instagram model follows this particular diet and she looks so amazing, believe me, on one of your hard days during your wellness journey, you are going to give up and you're going to be like, fuck it, I don't want to look like that fitness model. So instead, if you decide that you wanna start your fitness journey because you wanna improve your strength or you wanna improve your stamina, then I think those goals would be more concrete and you would be more interested to approach your fitness journey even after you have a bad day, because that way you would be sort of investing in yourself for the long term and not just for the short term gains of appearance. All right, so that is my second point. Find out your why and try to make that why an intrinsically valid one as compared to an extrinsically valid one. All right, so coming to the third point, um so I don't know if I'm the first one to crack it to you or not, but your fitness or wellness journey is not only affected by the kind of food you eat or whether or not you exercise, but a whole lot of other factors like stress, the amount of work that you're required to do, or the kind of workplace or the people that you're surrounded with. Just remember that sometimes even if you are putting in the work, you still might not see difference in your body, and you should know that you should still keep going on because this is not a one time thing. It's like a lifetime commitment. It's a lifestyle change. So I think what I'm trying to say is that look at it as a lifestyle change as compared to a fad diet that you're going to follow for a week to get slim for a wedding, or 2 week workout routine that you're going to follow to get shredded. Because believe me, the faster that you get results from these kind of things, the faster those results fade once you stop doing them. And these things are just not good for your health, right? So yeah, my third point is to look at your wellness journey as a lifestyle change as compared to a short term change. The fourth point is very important, and I'm glad that at least I am telling you all this, because no one told me this, that it's okay to fall off the wagon. It is okay if you eat clean and work out for 5 days straight, and for the sixth day you eat junk food and don't work out, because it's completely fine. Because I still have those days in my life where I don't feel like working out or don't feel like getting out of the bed completely. So it's completely fine as long as you know that you need to get up on the seventh day again. And what will help you to get up on the seventh day would be the why that I talked about before. If you know that why, and if that why is intrinsically valid, I think you will automatically find the motivation to get up on the seventh day. So to make this a little bit more concrete, if you know that you need to work on your breathing. So for example, when I was working out, I would fall short of my breath, couldn't walk for more than 15 minutes, which is now a lot better, where I can walk straight for 1.5 hours if I want to. But before it was very challenging and I would fall short of breath. So I decided that I work on breathing exercises. So if you know that you need to develop your breathing, then you will automatically get up on the seventh day and sort of start working on it, in spite of thinking that I need to look good for this wedding. I think that that's like such a fake reason to get yourself motivated for a wellness journey. So yeah, so that's my fourth point. I'm asking you to, well, just be okay if you fall off the wagon. You can always get back on it, as long as you know your why and that why is intrinsically motivated. All right. Okay. Coming to the fifth point, be gentle and kind with yourself. Okay. Uh, Let me just put it out there that if you are working on yourself, if you're taking steps to work on yourself, remove those unhealthy eating habits, and add workout routines to your life, and if even if you are watching this video right now, it means that you're growth oriented and that you care for yourself. So, take it easy, be kind and gentle with yourself, because if you are enjoying this process, then without doubt you will be on this process for a longer period of time, and the chances for you to fall off the wagon also decrease. So, yeah, that's my fifth point, that be kind and gentle with yourself. That brings me to my sixth point, that please have fun during this process. Because I can understand that you're being hard on yourself and you're getting yourself to change your unhealthy habits and everything, and you're turning onto a new leaf. But if you're not having fun during the process, you are going to quit a lot sooner than you thought you would. So, how should you have fun? You can have fun by listening to your favorite music while working out. You can find out new nutrition recipes by your favorite YouTubers or your favorite Instagram influencer. You can become a part of a support group that is working out, and they are updating the whole entire day. Okay, I worked out for this much time today, or today I didn't work out. And so if you are a part of a community that is also working with you and working on themselves with you, I think that you will feel a sort of social support, which is extremely necessary, and that'll be a little bit more fun for you to stay on your fitness journey. So yeah, those are the 6 takeaways from my fitness journey. Something I wish someone told me before I started my fitness journey. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.